Understanding your deck, understanding what you choose to play at any time, understanding cards in general, it may just be the most important thing in this game. Understanding. And this is an obvious topic, obvious subject, a general understanding of this game. Through testing on the deck that I'm currently playing now, I've noticed that I put together a deck of what I thought was gonna be good, and then I play it and it's just not working out like I thought or had hoped. And you come through playing and learning what you should do, you get a more understanding of how it works. You thought the card worked one way, but it actually works another. You get a general understanding of what you're doing through more and more testing. Yes, obvious. It's just the point I'm going at is understanding what you're doing is very, very important. It makes those matchups where you should lose, it turns those into matches that you win. Prime example, I'm playing this deck, and I'm playing against Evil Swarms. Yes, it includes these guys. So I'm playing against Evil Swarms, and you know, I open up fairly good, and I get Ophion dropped on me first turn. I'm like, well, fuck, I can't do anything. So I just stall out with Swift Scarecrow, draw with Card Car, on and on and on. And I realize, wait a minute, I just can't do anything. I lose. Next game, I side in my obvious choice, of course, Electric Virus. Like, I'm going to take your damn Ophion and tribute that motherfucker. But I never draw it, but I do draw one of my main deck cards that I forgot I was even running because I was too worried about Ophion. I draw Divine Wrath. And then at that moment I realized what an amazing choice this was to put this shit in here, because I was like, fuck you, Ophion. But anyway, through that understanding, it comes through experience playing the deck. Even though Divine Wrath has been seen in several decks, because it's just fucking good. It's a counter trap. Fucks those effects up. And when you're playing Heretics, you don't want fucking vanillas in the hand very often. But I tried out several builds. I tried Pure Heretics, then I went to Dragon Ruler Heretics, and I even tried Blue-Eyed Heretics, which I love the Blue-Eyed build that I found. I liked the video. I favorited the video of this guy who did it. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was really awesome. And I ended up playing it, and it was just awful. I drew all the blue eyes, and I didn't get trade-ins till late game. And I was like, gosh, this is awful. And it went that way through game 1, 2, and 3. It was just awful. So I went back and started playing Heretic Rulers. And I just kept playing, and then I started learning more and more about the plays that I should make instead of the plays that I was actually making, which I tried to spam as much as I could right off the bat, because I thought, okay, OTK or die, which is not necessarily how this works. It's more recovery than I ever thought this deck would have. I remembered her straight up erratics back in the day, but now the Dragon Ruler engine. It's got that little bit of recovery, because you know, you spam the field, they torrential, you just summon your Dragon Rulers then and make your rank 7s. But you know, it goes beyond that. The recovery, I'm just giving a general example. But knowing what you're doing becomes like, some people learn what they're doing faster than others. That's just you know, That's just dependent on your personality and what you do or do not. Examples of that would be the criticism I get on my decks for my choices through the decks that I play a lot. People tend to criticize me, saying, why do you not play this and why do you play that? And it goes through personal preference, what I'm comfortable playing, what I've come to understand about the deck and how it runs, and what makes the best plays for me. And that's another thing. It's personal preference comes into a big part of this game. What works for one player does not work for another player, and that you have to take that into account. Which, when you're net decking someone, it's not always best to copy their deck card for card. Take the deck and make a general outline of it. Use the deck as a template for what you want to do, and then you take out the cards you're not too sure about, you're not too comfortable with, and put in cards that you like, that you have played, that you know that you like. Put that in the deck, and then you test it like that, and then slowly you might come to see how the other player came to their card choices, or you'll like yours better, and then you'll keep making your own text to the deck while you're not copying card for card necessarily. You're making the deck for the most part your own then, which that's how I go about the decks that I make. As I said, find a deck I like, get the list, take out all the cards I don't like, and there's always cards that I don't like in decks, and there's always at least one, because every fucking body plays Solemn Warning, and I do not play that card. I'm opposed to that card. I will never play it. But back to the general statement of this. It's an obvious subject. It's just understanding what you're doing. And I'm not here to bash on bad players. I'm not here to bash on good players. I'm just saying you gain a certain knowledge from the more you put into a deck, the more that you play. I don't want to keep saying play, because I've seen people play a deck for a long time and they never learn anything. But it's like, you put into it you get out of it what you put into it. You dedicate yourself to learning the ins and out of it, and not just the plays that you know it does. Like there's certain situations in every match where you have to do something not necessarily good. You really think about it, and if you didn't know the ins and outs of the deck, you wouldn't even know what you're doing. And we all have those moments where we just pull something crazy out of our ass and make this amazing comeback, and everybody around you is cheering like, oh my god, what the fuck did he just do? I didn't know you could do that in the deck. That comes from understanding. And then that's why you see all these players who constantly top with this deck. They have an enormous amount of knowledge of it. It wasn't just net deck. It's not the deck. It's never been the deck. It's always the player, and the knowledge and understanding he gets from his dedication of actually learning the deck. That is the point of the video. Knowledge versus playing the deck just to play it. Most people pick up a deck because it wins, and they think they'll win with it because it wins. It doesn't work that way, for the most part. And that goes into a whole nother subject of skill versus no skill decks that take skill, blah blah blah. I'm not going to get into that with this video. This video is just about understanding. Understand the deck you're playing. Learn the deck you're playing, and you will have so much more success in this game. And that's a fact. I'm not saying you'll never lose. This game is largely luck based as well. But if you play someone who knows what they're doing and you don't really know the deck you're playing that much, chances are you're not going to win that match. But anyway, understanding your deck, that's it. I'm going to go now. This 10-minute video. I didn't mean to make it that long. But thanks for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate your views.